Shiva Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Aratika Shobha. He always does. Wasn't shower when you went in there?
He's usually getting out of the shower when I get there.
Yeah. You want to go check on him? Shiva Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Aratika Shobha. Nana Vitatavani Jagamanaloba. Nana Vitatavani Jagamanaloba. Dakine Chance Amigarahara. Dakine Chance Amigarahara. Nikate Advaita Shini Pasha Chatadara. Nikate Advaita Shini Pasha Chatadara. Oshi Achekora Chan Ratna Simasane. Oshi Achekora Chan Ratna Simasane. Arati Purana Brahma Hari Devagane Arati Purana Brahma Hari Devagane Narari Adi Kori Kamaradulaya Narari Adi Kori Kamaradulaya Sanjaya Vukunda Basu Gosharigaya Jaya Mukunda Basu Gosharigaya Shankar Bhajiganta Baji Baji Karatala Shankar Bhajiganta Baji Baji Karatala Madhuranandanga Baji Paramarasala Madhuranandanga Baji Paramarasala Bahu Kati Chandra Jini Varanajibala Bahu Kati Chandra Jini Varanajibala Kala Deshe Bandamala Puritamala Vijalama Kala Deshe Bandamala Puritamala Shiva Tukanarada Preme Gara Gara Shiva Sukanarada Preme Gara Gara Akati Nanoda Deke Gora Sampada Akati Nanoda Deke Gora Sampada Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapasaya Bhutale Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ite Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharane Nivishesha Sunyavadi Vasadashisatarane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadhar Srivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishupara Paramaksha Bhaktarya Sastra Susimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Vishupara Paramaksha Bhaktarya Sastra Susimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nati Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Namatar Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sikaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Veta Gadhar Sri Vasagor Bhaktivinda Ki Jai. Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Samakunda Radha Kunda Gunwan Ki Jai. Pradama Dama Ki Jai. Mathura Dama Ki Jai. Nadwipi Dama Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dama Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Yangamaya Ki Jai. Gangamaya Ki Jai. Samvita Bhaktivinda Ki Jai. All glories the assembled devotees. All glories the assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga.
Singha Bharato Singha Tato Singha నరసింహమదిం శరణం ప్రపదే శృంగ లలిత శిపు తాను భృంగ కేశవ హరే జయ జగదీశ హరే జయ జగదీశ హరే తవ శృంగ లలిత కశిపు తాను భృంగ కేశవకృత నరహరి రూప జయ జగదీశ హరే జయ జగదీశ హరే జయ జగదీశ హరే Nrsimhadev ki jai, Lal Maharaj ki jai.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Pretty cool. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare. Ram Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare. Ram Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare. Bhagavad Gita class. Start with introduction prayer, page 1. Omagana Dharmandasya Gyana Jnana Salakaya Chakshurvimita Nina Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam. I was born in the darkest ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Guran Vaishnavascha Shri Rupa Sagrata Jatam Sahagana Raghunarvitam Sasajivam Savetam Sadhutam Paryajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishkakanavitam Cha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master, and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanata Goswami, as well as Raghunath Das, and Raghunath Bhatta, and Gopala Bhatta, and Sri Jiva Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna, Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda, along with Avatya, Acharya, Gadhar, Srivasa, and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, along with their associates, Sri Lalita and Vishaka. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Bando Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute. Oh, my dear Krishna, you're the friend of the distress and the source of creation. You're the master of the gopis and the lovers of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Tapa Kanchana Gorangi Radhi Visvare Vispanu Sute Devi Pram Namamari Hare Pare. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vishbanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Vancha kapatat paryascha kripa sindhu bhavascha patitanam bhayo vaishnavayo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Veta Gadhar, Sri Vasti Gaur Bhaktavinda. I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Veta Gadhar, Sri Vasa, and all others in line of devotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. See here, we were at on chapter 8, King the Supreme. You know what verse we left off at? Was it 6? So starting at verse 7. Tasmat saveshu kaleshu mamanusamara yudayacha maya apita manobirir mam eva shase asamsaya asamsaya. Translation. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carrying out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me. You will attain me without a doubt. Actually did the Sunday feast lecture on that. Text 8. Ariyasya yoga yuktena chitasya nanyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati hanu chitan tatayan. Translation. He who meditates on the Supreme Personality Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to attain me. Text 9. Kevam Puranam Anushasitaram Anuaniyam Anusmaritya Savasya Dahataram Atintai Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasya Parastat. One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is the smallest and the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous, like the sun, and being transcendental is beyond this material nature. Text 10. Prayayana Kali Manayasya Chalena Bhaktya Yukto Yoga Balina Chaiva Puruvo Madayi Pranam Aveshya Samyak Satam Param Purusham Upatpaiti Divyam. Translation. One who at the time of death fixes his life air between the eyebrows and in full devotion engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality Godhead. Text 11. Yadaksharam vido vadanti vishanti yatayo vitaraga yadichat Nato brahmacharyam charanti tate padam sangrahina pravakshayi. Translation: persons learned in the Vedas who utter Omkara and who are great sages in the renounced order enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. I shall now explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation. Text 12. Sarvadurani samyamya manohiri nirudaya mudayani adhayat manaprananam astitito yoga dharanam. Translation: the yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements, closing all the doors of the senses and fixing the mind on the heart and life air at the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. Text 13. Om iti kasharam brahma vayaram anusmaran ya prayati tayajan deham sayati paramam gatim. Translation: after being situated in this yoga practice and vibrating the sacred syllable Om, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and quits his body, he will certainly reach the spiritual planets. Text 14. Annayaya Chaita Satatam Yoma Smarati Nityayasha Tashyayam Sulabha Parta Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. Translation: for one who remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pritha, because of this constant engagement in devotional service. Text 15. Mamu pitya punar janma dukalayam ashvatam napnuvati mahatmana samsidayam paramam gata. Translation: after attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Text 16. Abrahma bulamvana loka punar avatrino arjuna mamupitya tu kanteya punar jamana vidyate. Translation: from the highest planet in this material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Text 17. Sahasya yuga paryantam aharya brahmano vidhu ratrim yuga sahasratam tehoratra vido jana. Translation: by human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together is the duration of a Brahman's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. The final text this evening in text 18. Avyakta vayaktaya sarva prabhavati ahar agame ratri agame pralayante Tatrat Vayakta Samgyat Gat Samgyak Samgake. That's a toughie. Samgake. When Brahma's day is manifest, this multitude of living entities comes into being, and at the arrival of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. Returning to text 7. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without a doubt. Vanitai ki jai. This instruction to Arjuna is very important for all men engaged in material activities. The Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagements. One can continue them at the same time. Think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. This will free one from material contamination, engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. By chanting Krishna's names, one will be transferred to the supreme planet, Krishna Loka, without a doubt. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Yeah, I just did a lecture on this on Sunday. We're back at it again. Okay, that's all we have to do is keep our mind on Krishna at all times. That's easy enough, right? Okay, class dismissed. Why is it not so easy? Material contamination. Our mind is so used, our mind's used to being in control, used to gratifying the senses, chasing after the senses all the time. And so when we have spent many, many lifetimes allowing the mind to chase after sense gratification, going after these things, it's very hard to, even spend a few moments, set aside, be alone with Krishna. Why we have japa meditation. Why we're training our mind to have it set on the transcendental sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're training our mind to be situated in that. Wherever these other thoughts arise, we take control and say, no, I'm going to be focused on the mantra. That's the purpose of japa meditation. If we take this, with great seriousness in the mornings, for our 16 rounds, as I know, it's going to seem like, oh man, it takes forever when you're actually keeping your mind on the present moment, the very present time, the present sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and keeping your mind on it. And every time a thought arises, you ignore the thought and bring yourself back to the mantra over and over and over again. It's very difficult for beginners. See, it's still difficult even for many after so many, practicing the Maha Mantra for years. It's something that you're trying to discipline the mind into doing it your way. Turning your mind into your best friend instead of your worst enemy. Because when you let your mind be in control, of chasing after sense gratification, it's always going to be chasing after, that temporary happiness that creates suffering in the long run. You get a little bit of happiness up front, chasing sense gratification, but that little bit of happiness disappears quickly and you're left with suffering. Left wanting to get more and more and more and more. Move on to text 8. He who meditates on the Supreme Personality Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha Arjuna, is sure to reach me. Purport. In this verse, Lord Krishna stresses the importance of remembering him. One's memory of Krishna is revived by chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna. By this practice of chanting and hearing the sound vibration of the Supreme Lord, one's ear, tongue, and mind are engaged. This mystic meditation is very easy to practice and helps one attain the Supreme Lord. Purusham means enjoyer. Although living entities belong to the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord, they are in material contamination. They think themselves enjoyers, but they are not the supreme enjoyer. Here it is clearly stated that the supreme enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and its different manifestation, plenary expansions, as Narayana, Vasudeva, etc. The devotees can constantly think of the object of worship, the Supreme Lord, in any of his features, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, etc., by chanting Hare Krishna. This practice will purify him, and at the end of his life, due to his constant chanting, he will be transferred to the kingdom of God. Yoga practice is meditation on the supersoul within. Similarly, by chanting Hare Krishna, one fixes his mind always on the Supreme Lord. The mind is fickle, and therefore it is necessary to engage in mind by force to think of Krishna. One example often given is that of the caterpillar that thinks of becoming a butterfly, and so is transformed into a butterfly in the same life. Similarly, if we constantly think of Krishna, it is certain that we, at the end of our lives, we shall have the same bodily constitution as Krishna. And that's this whole process is for. We are training ourselves for the time of death, training ourselves for that time when we leave this body. So that's a very important time, because Krishna's here trying to fulfill all of our desires. In the time of death, it's that time where your past actions and your desires, create your next body. So if your past actions has been chanting Hare Krishna and serving Krishna, and everything's been focused on Krishna, time of death is going to be very easy to cross over, because this is something we've always done, something that we do daily, day in, day out. When we wake up in the morning, we come in, we sing our prayers, we do our mantras, we do our service, all the way up until we go fall asleep again at night. Yeah. But if we're not doing this, we're developing a different body. We're indulging material contamination, material sense gratification. We are going to be rewarded a different body. Because this is what Krishna sees us desiring. It's like, oh, so you don't desire me. Okay, well, I'll give you a body to desire the things you like. It's like I talk a lot. It's like we're given a body. In many ways, we are powerless because of these bad habits that we acquire with this body. My body was great, for, using and abusing drugs and alcohol. Did so much of that in my past. Oh, my word. But that's the body I was given because of my past activities. because of my past life. Must have had past lives that indulged in intoxication and enjoyed it. Krishna gave me a body to enjoy it freely, where I won't, overdose on alcohol or drugs. I should have many times over in my life. I should have died of alcohol poisoning. I should have, died of drug overdose. I didn't. Krishna gave me a body to enjoy drugs and alcohol. But in the long run, there's still suffering. There's still that emptiness. So after realizing I was powerless, there's only one choice, is to surrender to Krishna. Surrender to God. Know that God was in full control. I have to beg God, oh, please, I want to desire you more than these drugs. I want to desire you more than the alcohol. I want to desire you more than these material pleasures. I beg him every day. Every single morning when I get up, I come for Mangalarti. When I see the deities, I beg Gornitai, oh please, let me desire you more, these material pleasures. That's what it takes. Every single day, begging. Text 9. Translation: one should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he was the oldest, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable and is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and being transcendental is beyond this material nature. Report. The process of thinking of the Supreme is mentioned in this verse. The foremost point is that he is not impersonal or void. One cannot meditate on something impersonal or void. That is very difficult. The process of thinking of Krishna, however, is very easy and is factually stated herein. First of all, he is Purusha, spiritual, Rama, and Krishna, and is described herein as Kavim. That is, he knows past, present, and future, and therefore knows everything. He is the oldest personality because he is the origin of everything. Everything is born out of him. He is also the supreme controller of the universe, maintainer and instructor of humanity. He is smaller than the smallest. The living entity is 10,000th part of the tip of a hair. But the Lord is so inconceivably small that he enters into the heart of this particle. Therefore, he is called smaller than the smallest. As the Supreme, he can enter into the atom and into the heart of the smallest and control him as the supersoul. Although so small, he is still all-pervading and is maintaining everything. By him, all these planetary systems are sustained. We often wonder how these big planets are floating in the air. It is stated here that the Supreme Lord, by his inconceivable energy, is sustaining all these big planets and systems of galaxies. The word achintya, inconceivable, is very significant in this connection. God's energy is beyond our conception, beyond our thinking jurisdiction, and therefore called inconceivable achintya. Who can argue this point? He pervades this material world and yet is beyond it. We cannot even comprehend this material world, which is insignificant compared to the spiritual world. So how can we comprehend what is beyond? Achintya means that which is beyond this material world. That which our argument, logic, and philosophical speculation cannot touch. That which is inconceivable. Therefore, intelligent persons avoiding useless arguments and speculations should accept what is stated in scriptures like the Vedas, Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam, and follow the principles they set down. This will lead one to understanding. Any questions or comments on that? Yeah. Microphone.
How did you get the faith to actually chant Hare Krishna when you were supposedly happy with drugs and alcohol and work and all these other things? How did you get the faith to take that first step?
How did I get the faith to take the first step? I don't know. It's you take the first step of quitting everything. Is that what you're talking about? Doesn't take much faith to chant it. I mean, we do it all the time. We meet people on the streets. You know, they chant it the first time. It doesn't take much faith. You can chant it without faith. Yes, Prabhu. Well, it's the thing with intoxication and chanting the Maha Mantra. It's actually an offense, and in the beginning, for many, yeah, we go out there. I mean, I've been out on like down in New Orleans during Harinams on Bourbon Street, and everyone's drinking and drunk, and they're singing along the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But that's a little bit of a mercy that they're getting, you know, a little bit of the mercy. It's when we actually take this seriously, you know, that we don't want the intoxication. When we want to be put into the service of the Lord and engage ourselves in true bhakti yoga, we don't want the intoxication. Because then it would be impeding our path back to Godhead, impeding our journey. It will be squelching our devotion. You can't have both. You can't have intoxication and chanting at the same time. You can try, but you're not going to get the real satisfaction. You're not going to get the real nectar from it. Okay, microphone. Oh. Just keep the microphone up here.
Can you hear me? So when Srila Prabhupada started in New York, you know, in New York Park, he just kicked the cans, the garbage out of the way, threw his mat, pulled out his accordion, started playing Maha Mantra. He was surrounded by other people, homeless, drug addicts, whatever you want to call them, you know, and some or many of those became devotees.
Mm-hmm.
When he went to play to the stadium, same, you know, you name it, whatever was popular back then, they were there. And they told him, no, please don't come. It's a fundraiser for you. We're going to give you the money. And he said, no, no, I must come. I must come. No, no, please, it's not for you. You are a religious person. No, 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 I must go. I must go. And he played for a whole bunch of people. I don't know what they were into. You know, I wasn't there, but I read about it.
Yeah.
So, like you say, one shouldn't be praying or saying the Maha Mantra when he's intoxicated. But yeah, he did all that stuff for the intoxicated people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a way to actually capture intoxicated people, bring them in. You know, to awaken their devotion within them. Because sometimes, you know, people have to go through a lot of self-destruction before they're ready to surrender. Sometimes they have to actually have their life down in the gutter before they're ready to surrender. Before they're ready for devotion.
But if you get intoxicated and you start listening to conversation, I think it's a good opportunity, you know, because your senses are open, right?
Your senses are open, but you can only make so much progress intoxicated. You're basically in the mode of ignorance with intoxication.
It might be a wrong beginning, but it's a beginning.
It's a beginning, but it'll only take you so far. You know, you can only go so far with it. That's the thing you have to keep in mind. You're not going to be able to, you know, to progress with intoxication because it's going to end up impeding the nectar. Because there's real blissful satisfaction that comes with chanting the Maha Mantra. When you actually remove the intoxicants from your life and get your mind under control, and where your mind is taking shelter in the Maha Mantra and taking shelter in service of Krishna, taking shelter of the Guru. All these things come together, and there's this real bliss that arises, this real nectar that arises that doesn't go away. I enjoy it every single day. I wouldn't trade anything for it. You could put gold in front of me right now. Yeah, I don't need that. You could put drugs, alcohol, you know, the best whiskey in front of me. Yeah, don't need it. And at one time, you know, I didn't know how to get through a day without whiskey. Didn't know how to get through a day without weed, you know, smoking marijuana. You know, there was times in my life I didn't even want to face the day if I couldn't have a cigarette. I was so addicted to, you know, the sense pleasure. And that's what brought me little bits of happiness that quickly faded away. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Let's see here. You have a comment, Prabhu? Oh. Text 10. One who at the time of death fixes his life area between eyebrows and in full devotion engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly stated that at the time of death, the mind must be fixed in devotion on the Supreme Godhead. For those practiced in yoga, it is recommended that they raise the life force between the eyebrows. But for a pure devotee who does not practice such yoga, the mind should always be engaged in Krishna consciousness, so at death he can remember the Supreme by his grace. This is explained in verse 14. The particular use of the word yoga alina is significant in this verse, because without practice of yoga, one cannot come to this transcendental state of being at the time of death. One cannot suddenly remember the Supreme Lord at death unless he is practiced in some yoga system, especially the system of Bhakti Yoga. Since one mind at the time of death is very disturbed, one should practice transcendence through yoga during one's life. Again, as I was saying, we're training ourselves for the time of death. All these things add up. You know, all these things are creating our next body. Are we going to attain a spiritual body and go to Krishna Loka? Or are we going to attain a material body and be reborn? Maybe even be reborn as a dung beetle. Get to push around a ball of dung all day. Uphill, downhill, collect dung and make the dung ball bigger. I like my big ball of dung. Take it wherever I go. But that's what we're training ourselves for, is the time of death. So by keeping strong in your sadhana, coming in, morning program, evening program, doing your rounds, doing your service, keeping your mind focused in on Krishna, when death finally comes, you'll be ready. Because this is part of your natural core, your natural process. But if you're like, you know, if you're indulged in material things, then it's going to be very hard to just think of Krishna alone at the time of death, because you're going to be desiring all kinds of things other than Krishna. And you're going to be given the awarded the body that you acquired through your actions. Any questions or comments? Text 11. Persons learned in the Vedas who utter Omkara and who are great sages in the renounced order enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. I shall now explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation. Purport. Lord Krishna explains that Brahman, although one without a second, has different manifestations and features. For the impersonalist, the syllable is identical with Brahman. Krishna here explains the impersonal Brahman in which the renounced order of sages enter. In the Vedic system of knowledge, students from the very beginning are taught to vibrate Om, and learn of the ultimate impersonal Brahman by living with the spiritual master in complete celibacy. In this way, they realize two of the Brahman features. This practice is very essential for the student's advancement in spiritual life. But at that moment, such a brahmachari, unmarried celibate life is not at all possible. The social construction of the world has changed so much that there is no possibility of one's practicing celibacy from the beginning of student life. Throughout the world, there are many institutions for different departments of knowledge. but there is no recognized institution where students can be educated in the brahmachari principles. Unless one practices celibacy, advancement in spiritual life is very difficult. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya has announced, according to the scriptural injunctions for this age of Kali, that no process of realizing the Supreme is possible except the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Looks like that is our time for today. Bhagavad Gita ki jai.